When it comes to naming molecular compounds, it's a much easier task than naming ionic compounds. All of the information you need for naming a molecular compound is in the name itself. So for example, if we take a look at this first example, sulfur, well, the first element in this compound is sulfur. So I'd take a look on my periodic table and I'd put the symbol for sulfur. You notice that all of these, in each of these cases, the second element has got the ending changed. It's because it is the second element in a compound, right? So we always change the ending of the second element in a compound to the IDE ending. I need to be able to recognize that this is actually oxygen, all right? So this compound consists of sulfur and oxygen. Now there's more information in the name. There is a prefix in front of the oxygen, and that prefix tells me how many oxygens there are in this compound. It's going to take a little bit of memorization on your part because you need to be able to remember that the prefixes for 1, for example, is mono, like a monocle. 2, the prefix is di. 3, the prefix is tri. 4 is tetra, like a Tetra Pak. 5 and up, those are just like geometrical shapes. So 5 is penta. 6 is hexa. 7 is hepta. 8 is octa. 9 is nona. And 10 is deca. Now you might want to remember those rather than having to scroll back and forth and check them up each time. So because I've got tetraoxide, notice that when you are combining these with another vowel, instead of writing tetraoxide, they sometimes eliminate the A. So it becomes tetroxide. But regardless, it means that I've got 4 oxygens. So the formula for this compound is SO4, sulfur, 1 sulfur, tetroxide. Now if I only have one of the first element, as I do here, I don't need to have the prefix mono. So I wouldn't call this mono sulfur tetroxide. Just sulfur tetroxide would be fine. Let's do the next one. Phosphorus, well, the symbol for phosphorus is P. I know I'm talking about fluorine. They've changed the ending to an IDE ending, and it tells me I've got 3 fluorine in this molecule. So it would be PF3. Iodine monobromide, well, it tells me it's Br. And notice, when I've got one of the second element, I do need to put the mono there. Okay, so that's something important to remember. I don't need to put mono as a prefix in front of the first element if there's only one of them in the compound. So iodine monobromide, IBr, I do need to put a prefix in front of the second compound even though there's only one of them. Silicon tetrahydride, well, silicon is Si. Hydride, well, that's hydrogen when it's in a compound, and the tetra tells me there's 4 of them. Selenium, selenium is Se. Dioxide, again, that's oxygen, and 2 of them. So you can see this is a lot simpler. You'll notice that all of these are non-metals. So molecular compounds are formed when a non-metal binds to another non-metal. The other term we used to describe this kind of bond was a covalent bond, covalent, because they're sharing electrons. All right, so this should help you naming molecular compounds.